Howard Schultz. The decision to close all 7,100 U.S. stores at once in order to win back the soul of Starbucks. The day 7,100 stores closed all at once. On February 26, 2008, the same notice was posted on the doors of Starbucks across America. Closed. The number was about 7,100 stores. Stores all over the United States lowered their shutters at the same time, as if by agreement. The reason was neither financial trouble nor an accident. It was to retrain about 135,000 baristas, once again, from how to pull an espresso shot. A simultaneous closure of about 3 hours was an unconventional decision, with a large loss of sales opportunity and intense public attention. Why did the founder, Howard Schultz, insist so much on a single cup of coffee that he was willing to pay this much pain? Growth had been eating away at the brand's soul. In the 2000s, Starbucks looked successful to everyone. The number of stores was exploding worldwide, and the stock price kept climbing. But that very rapid growth had been eating away at the brand from the inside. The fully automatic espresso machines, introduced for the sake of efficiency, took away the theater of a barista's handiwork. There were too many stores, and the experience at each one became uniform and thin. The smell of breakfast sandwiches drowned out the aroma of coffee that was supposed to fill the store. In short, Starbucks was losing its unique value as a third place, a place that is neither home nor work, in exchange for scale. A single memo that denounced commoditization. The one who sounded the alarm about this crisis earlier than anyone was Schultz himself, who had at the time stepped back into the role of chairman. In 2007, he sent an internal memo. Its title was The Commoditization of the Starbucks Experience. A series of decisions had, in hindsight, led to the watering down of the Starbucks experience. The many judgments made in the pursuit of growth had, as a result, brought the company's own brand closer to an ordinary commodity. This memo, meant to be internal only, was quickly leaked onto the internet, announcing to the world that something was wrong at Starbucks. The founders return, a comeback at the worst possible timing. And so, on January 7, 2008, Schultz returned as CEO. It was his first return to the front lines in 8 years. The timing was terrible. The world was at the entrance of the financial crisis heading toward the Lehman shock, and consumers were beginning to tighten their purse strings. Performance was falling, and the stock price was sluggish. Normally, this is the moment to rush toward cost cuts and a short-term recovery of the numbers. But the first thing Schultz touched was not the financial statements. It was the origin of the brand. Who were we? He diagnosed Starbucks' problem not as the economy, but as the fact that we had lost our soul. A single espresso over the numbers. What was born from that diagnosis was the company-wide simultaneous closure and retraining described at the start. About 7,100 stores across the United States were closed for about 3 hours, and about 135,000 baristas were drilled in the basics of espresso extraction. To bring back the aroma, the unpopular offering of breakfast sandwiches was temporarily reconsidered. He invested in reviving the experiential value of brewing right in front of you, which had been lost to the priority of efficiency. Looking only at short-term sales, it was clearly a losing decision. Even so, Schultz believed that the quality of a single cup was everything to Starbucks, and he deliberately closed the stores. Before the numbers first win back what makes us us, he never gave up that order. Reform that came with pain, closing 600 stores. However, the rebuilding was not all an uplifting tale. At the same time, Schultz carried out a cold restructuring. The closure of about 600 unprofitable, struggling stores in the United States. The large-scale layoffs that came with it, on the order of several thousand to 10,000 people. He put the brakes on an excessive store opening strategy and stopped growth for the sake of growth, to fold up with his own hands the expansion path he had once championed. For a founder, this was a decision that cut into his own flesh. Only someone who could hold both the courage to expand and the courage to fold could protect the soul of the brand. The V-shaped recovery after winning back its soul. Beyond the pain, the results followed. Starbucks, having returned to the origin of its brand, escaped the crisis and got back onto a growth track. In 2009, the stock price rose 143%. During the period Schultz led the company afterward, from 2008 to 2017, about $100 billion were added to its market capitalization. What is notable is that he rebuilt the company not from the latest growth strategy, but from the origins of the aroma of coffee and the quality of a single cup. The strength of a brand resides not in scale, but in experience. Schultz proved that conviction with the numbers. Lessons for today's managers. What can we learn from Howard Schultz's decision? Growth can sometimes become the greatest risk. The more you chase scale, the more easily the core of a brand thins out. Doubt whether expanding itself has become the goal. Do not misdiagnose a crisis. Schultz saw the cause of the slump not as the economy, but as his own company's complacency. Correctly identifying the cause produces the correct move. Win back what makes you you before the numbers. Invest in the origin of the brand, even at the cost of a short-term loss. Get the order wrong, and the recovery will be only skin deep. Hold both the courage to expand and the courage to fold. Expansion and contraction each require the same amount of nerve. Can you let go, with your own hands, of the success you yourself created? Is the growth your business is chasing right now truly producing strength? Or is it, without your noticing, thinning out what makes you you? Schultz's decision, insisting on a single cup even at the cost of closing every store, throws that question at us. Thank you for watching.